Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Badger. In today's video, I'm going to be going over my Revelations high round guide. Now, just like the Horizon Drac one, I made one a while ago and I'm not really happy with how it turned out. So I'm making an updated guide as it's been 2 to 3 years since that video. And honestly, this map is so easy, you don't even need Mega Gobblegums. I would honestly recommend playing with Classics anyways. It's a lot more fun. For your Gobblegum setup, it's not really going to matter too much since we're just going to be cycling for our alchemical. But some helpful ones are going to be Sword Flay, Ornamental Accomplishment, Lucky Crit, Personal Accelerator. You can throw on in plain sight if you really want to, but having different colored Gobblegums is just going to help in the long run because you're going to be able to see when you get alchemical better the less purples you have within your setup. I would also recommend having fast mags on your HVK. It's not necessary, but I just recommend having attachments on your weapons anyways. And the strategy I will be going over is the Verrucht camping strategy, as this is by far the best strategy on the map. But anyways, let's get right into the setup. Personally, I recommend grabbing the Shiva off spawn. It's just going to help you guys fly through the setup. And for the first couple rounds, honestly, I just stay in the spawn room. It's pretty fast in this area. But your main goal is to get Pack-a-Punch open as fast as possible and also to hit the mystery box. So that way you can get the Apothecant Servant and the Thundergun. Those are going to be the two guns that we're going to be using for the majority of the high round strategy. While you're in the spawn room, make sure to actually activate the corruption engine so we can start unlocking Pack-a-Punch. At the end of round 5 is usually when I make my way to Shangri-La, or you can go to Origins. I would just recommend going whatever way the box is. And then on rounds 5 or 6, you're going to get your first bug round. Bug rounds are going to happen every 5 to 6 rounds, so just keep that in mind. I recommend just using the Shiva. I then complete the second out of 4 corruption engines, head to Noct through the teleporter and grab Jug. I would also recommend checking your challenges when in Noct to see which one your max ammo challenge is, which is going to be the one on the left, and to see which one your perk challenge is, which is going to be the one on the bottom. If you have really annoying ones, just restart. It's not going to be worth it to try and do these throughout the game because if they're really annoying, it's just going to take up way too much time. Turn on the anti-gravity pads and grab the shield part. The shield part can spawn in one of 3 locations. On the left side of the room, it can be on top of this wall. This part is really annoying to grab, so just keep trying. It might take you a couple attempts. Another place it could spawn is the original location on Horizon Drac, and your final location can be on this right-hand wall next to the Gobblegum. Next, I head over to Verrucht and look for the shield part. So, editing Badger here, I just want to let you guys know that keep these 2 doors closed here. The stairs going up to the top of Verrucht and also the gate going to the outside. Keep those closed as this is going to actually help you guys not get carpenters during your game. I had it open in mine and I kept getting carpenters whenever I'd go hit the Gobblegum. So just keep those closed. If you don't know how to get to the other side of Verrucht, you're literally just going to go the other way around and you're going to get to Verrucht from Mob of the Dead. It might seem stupid at first, but it's going to help you guys out in the long run. First location can be on this back pillar. I'd also recommend grabbing the HVK as it's going to help you out with points and for damage. Your second shield location can be in the chair in the corner, and your final shield location can be on the table in the kitchen. Complete your third corruption engine. I would then recommend grabbing Speed Cola, as this is one of our essential perks for this strategy, as the Thundergun and the Apothecant both take forever to reload. Next, make your way over to Mob of the Dead, and we are going to complete our final corruption engine, as well as grab Meal Kick, and then grab Double Tap as our 4th perk. Don't worry, there's 2 other perks we can actually get throughout this map. And then for our first shield location, it can spawn on this box next to the car. It can spawn on this wall to the left of the Gobblegum machine, and the final location is on this chair next to the Wonder Fizz. Next, head to Noct and wait for the giant Apothecant to swim by. Go ahead and activate the control panel, which will actually trap the Apothecant there. Then go ahead and build the shield inside of Noct. The shield is extremely good in this map and can insta-kill boss zombies when we're actually in the strategy, and I'll show you guys that in a minute. Next, make your way inside the Apothecant, and we are going to shoot down Pack-a-Punch, which all you have to do is shoot down 3 glowing sacks, I guess you could say. Now we're basically almost set up. We're just going to try to get our points up so we can actually hit the mystery box to try to get the Apothecant, the Thundergun, the Ragnaroks, and the little Arnies. Again, it's a lot of setup. So if you don't want to deal with RNG and restarts, all that fun stuff, you can use a first box patch, which most camo patches actually have first box patches in them. I will leave a link in the description to one that has a camo mod within it, so you can customize your camos, have really cool camos, but you also get that first box, so you can get everything within the first 4 hits and don't have to worry about like that insane setup. But once you get the Apothecant, the Thundergun, the Ragnaroks, and the Arnies out of the box, we now need to upgrade upgrade the Apothecon, which is actually really simple. You just need to shoot 5 space rocks throughout the map, and those are very easy to shoot down. When you go to Verrucht, you can see 2 of the rocks. There's going to be 2 to the right of where the corruption engine is. You can shoot both of these rocks from here. The farther away rock is sometimes a little bit harder to hit, but there's a 3rd rock which is right next to the jump pad going to Mob of the Dead. You can actually hit the farther away rock from here too. It's a little bit easier. Next, head to Noct, and to the left side of this barrier you can see your 4th rock, and your final rock is right above the corruption engine at Dreisendrach. You can now go ahead and pack-a-punch the Apothecon once you shot all 5 rocks. While doing this setup, you should have been working on completing your free perk challenge from the challenge podium. Make sure to not grab the free perk from Dreisendrach, because then when you grab the free perk from the challenge, it'll already count that perk you have gotten from Dreisendrach. So for our extra perks, we're going to be trying to get Widow's Wine, and depending on your main force setup, you're either going to try to get Speed Cola or Stamina. Realistically, it's your preference on how late you want to go into the game. You don't want QR, you don't want Deadshot, and you don't want Electric Cherry. If you're only going to 100, I would honestly just recommend only getting Widow's Wine. Your 6th perk isn't going to be the end of the world. If you're going to go past 100 and even attempt a 255, I would recommend having Stamina, Speed Cola, Widow's Wine, Jug, Double Tap, and Meal Kick as your 6 perks. Just make sure to do your challenge perk first and then go ahead and grab the Dreisendrach one so you don't accidentally mess it up. Alright, let's get into the actual high round strategy. So for the first 30 to 40 rounds, you're doing nothing special. You're just going to shoot your Apothecon shot in between the fence, and what this is going to do is actually kills all the zombies within their spawn. By doing this, you can actually force drops when you get low on ammo, and what I mean by forcing drops is because we're killing them all within the barrier, no drops are going to spawn, so that first horde of zombies that you kill with the Apothecon outside the barrier, you're basically guaranteed some sort of drop. And because we don't have Carpenters activated, we don't have QR, which doesn't spawn in death machines, we're going to be getting a lot more max ammos. And also another thing I would recommend you guys doing is at the end of every single round, go and hit the Gobblegum to try to cycle to your alchemical. By cycling to your alchemical, you're just going to guarantee that you have ammo in the reserve at all times. If you aren't fast enough to get back from the Gobblegum machine, you will have zombies that will spawn behind you. It should only be like 5 to 7 zombies. You really shouldn't be getting that many. You can just use another Apothecon shot. You can use your shield, dead wire if you need to, your rags, but you can also get Panzers and Margwas that will spawn from running back, so just keep that in mind. At these early rounds, the bug rounds are actually going to take longer than the normal rounds, which is really annoying. For these bug rounds, I would recommend just using your Thundergun. If you have ammo in your Apothecon, just use that as well. Again, it's not anything really special. If you need to, you might have to use an alchemical. I had to do that a couple times within this game because they spawn in so slow on Revelations, and I don't overly know why. But yeah, I usually just come to the upstairs part of Verrucht, and this is where I do my bug rounds. For these early rounds as well, since we're going to be getting so many points from this strategy, you can actually get away with double hitting the Gobblegum like every couple of rounds. You don't need to double hit it every single round, but double hitting it every couple of rounds is just going to guarantee you that you get to cycle to your alchemical more often. There's 2 ways you can go about insta-kills on this map. You can go back and forth in between the spawns and just kill them as they're coming in, or you can activate the trap, which will kill them as they're coming towards you, so you only have to worry about that right side of the window. If you don't have a lot of ammo, you can just do the trap strategy part of the insta-kill. If you have a good amount of ammo, you can just go back and forth between the spawns. Now for the high round strat up until 100, since the spawns on this map are so fast, all you're going to need to do is use your Apothecon behind the gate towards their spawn, which will actually kill both of their spawns, and then when you get low on ammo, just force drops. We won't be using our Ragnaroks until later on, but if you are getting low on ammo and you've already gotten a max ammo within your drop cycle, you can place your Ragnaroks down just to get a little bit more kills. Even with the limited ammo of the Apothecon, if you're constantly cycling your alchemicals and making sure that you are tracking your drops or just are relatively aware of what drop you're on, you're going to be just fine for a long time. And if you're standing where I am standing in this room, you will not get any furries or keepers that spawn in. I'm not sure why this is, but for some reason when you stand next to the trap, none of those will spawn in, so that's also going to speed up your rounds. I would recommend forcing drops when you have 1 shot in your Apothecon and 3 in the reserve. This will give you time to actually still use your Apothecon while not wasting that much ammo, or any at all. So let's talk about the boss rounds. The boss rounds are going to happen around every 7 to 9 rounds, somewhere within that range, and you're going to want to stand actually behind the mystery box. So where I'm standing right here, this is where you're going to want to stand. If you get a Margwa, you can actually insta-kill it with the shield like that. You can do the same thing with the Panzer as well. This is going to save your Thundergun ammo, especially in the later rounds when you have to do full hordes with the Thundergun. So that is just another way that you can save ammo. And when you have an alchemical activated, the two spots you're going to want to shoot are the two spawns. So there's the one to the left, which you need to shoot up in the corner, and there's one to the right, which you can just shoot back where they are all running out from. I would also not recommend spamming them like I am here, since I was only going to 100. This can easily crash your game, and I've seen it happen a couple of times. So don't spam it. Have two apothecant shots going at the same time, and that should be your max. Like, you should not be using more than that. Now let's talk about the actual high round strategy. After 100, ammo is going to start becoming a problem. You can't just get away with only using your apothecant. So the way we can actually keep going within these rounds is you're going to place your Ragnaroks down on the floor, and while these Ragnaroks are activated, you're going to be shooting your dead wire into the barrier on the right every couple of seconds. This is again just going to speed up rounds and going to get you more kills. And then once your Ragnaroks are done, pick them up as soon as you can and then shoot an apothecant shot behind the gate where we've been shooting it for the last 100 rounds. Again, this is just going to speed the rounds up, and also because the apothecant lasts for so long when it's upgraded, you're going to get your Ragnaroks back in one shot. So you're going to be getting a lot of Ragnarok usage out of your apothecant. But even then, past 150, ammo is still going to be a problem while running this strategy. So what you're going to want to do is actually train up half hordes with your Thundergun. Now in this gameplay, I'm actually using the full horde strategy. I forgot to record gameplay of the half horde strategy because I thought I already had it. But you're going to be trying to get your Ragnaroks back within 4 shots of the Thundergun instead of trying to get it back within 2 shots of the Thundergun, if that makes sense. So basically you're going to run it in a circle in this room, and then as soon as you see about half of a zombie horde, you're going to shoot into them with your Thundergun. Do not shoot it towards the window, because if you shoot it towards the window, that can easily crash your game as well. So again, just aim to get your Ragnaroks back within 4 shots of the Thundergun. Now you're not always going to be able to place your Ragnaroks down right away, so if you need to, just slam zombies out of the way and then place your Ragnaroks down. It's not the end of the world if you can't place it down immediately. By round 175 to 180, you're not going to be able to run this strategy anymore, as there's just going to be too many zombies. Like, you're not going to have enough ammo. So this is when you're going to want to start doing full hordes and using dead wire to get your rags back. When you kill a full horde, it'll give about 2/5 of the way there, and then when you shoot that second shot, it'll be like 4/5 of the way there. So you're just going to need to activate your dead wire and a couple zombies to fully get your Ragnaroks back. For some reason, when you shoot into furries or keepers, this will also charge your Ragnaroks faster. I'm not sure why, but that is how it works. So if you see a fury or a keeper when you're training, unload into them with your HVK, and it's almost the same exact motion as the half hordes, except you're just going to be doing 1 to 2 extra cuts and then using your dead wire in between your Thundergun shots to just keep charging up those Ragnaroks. Widow's Wine is very helpful in this, because when the zombies are stunned in one place, it's a lot easier just to blast them out of the way, and because of the drops within, you're gonna have basically infinite stuns. Just try not to get hit as much, because again, Widow's Wine can crash your game, so don't like just rely on being constantly hit. Now once again, this strategy is not gonna get you to round 255. Eventually around round 205 to about 210, you're gonna have to start doing what is the Drak strategy, where you're using your dead wire and your Ragnaroks, and what you're gonna be doing is just using dead wire on a couple of zombies, and then as soon as your Ragnaroks are charged, you're just gonna slam onto the ground, horde up a couple zombies, shoot a dead wire into them, and then slam with your Ragnaroks, and then you're just gonna rinse and repeat this strategy. Widow's Wine is again very helpful here, because once more zombies are stunned in place, your dead wire can easily just chain to them. There are gonna be a couple times where zombies might be a little bit slow coming out of the barrier, but just delay shooting into them until you have enough there to recharge your Ragnaroks, and this is the strategy you are going to be running until round 255. By this point, you're not going to have any points to double hit, so you're just going to be cycling your Gobblegums at the end of the round. Alchemical isn't really going to do that much at this point. It's going to help speed up your rounds, yes, but it will not be able to get you through a full round. So that's going to do it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, leave a like, leave a sub. Any questions you guys have, leave them in the comments below, and I will do my best to answer them. I will also leave some facts in the description, or if anything gets changed to this strategy, I can also update it there, as well as also the pinned comment. Once again, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Down in California, fall in love on the run, trying to make it to Cabo. Romeo
jacket and rose.